Hi, welcome to Passionate Living. I'm Kat Miller.
I'm Rosina Miller.
And we are here today to provide you, wait, I can't say a special show.
No.
Entertaining show.
Yes.
She says I use special too much.
You do.
Okay. So we have a very special show for you today.
You said special.
Oh, darn it. We have a very entertaining show for you today. And I go to Austin, Texas, and I get to throw axes.
Oh, God.
I know, it was so much fun. I got out a few frustrations.
Can imagine.
And they took the axes away from me.
Good.
Yeah. And then what else do we have today?
And then we have Melissa Archer, who talks to us about the importance of mental fitness and how it is just as important as physical fitness, even though we don't think about it.
It's true. Mental fitness is so important.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should practice it a little more, probably. And then finally, we have this very cool device. And I've tried this, and it reduces my anxiety, and I sleep better with it. It's the Alpha-Stim thing. We've got a doctor from Alpha-Stim, and he's going to tell us all about how this thing works. And
That's really cool.
But I know that I'm supposed to turn it up, and I want to try it on you until you feel like you're rocking on a boat.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you know, just tell me when you feel like you're rocking on a boat a little bit.
You're joking, right?
And I'll turn it down.
You're joking?
Well, that's what they say.
We are on a boat.
Oh, so is this going to be a problem for you?
Yes.
Oh, well, anyhow, welcome to Passionate Living, and we'll get back to you after we figure this out. I am here today with my dear friend Melissa Archer, who is a psychiatric nurse practitioner, and we are going to talk today about mental fitness, and Melissa's going to be a co-host. She's going to be appearing throughout season 4 and sharing with us her wisdom about mental fitness. Now, I just want to start out by saying physical fitness. People go to the gym, they work out, they're like doing their whole thing, but we don't think every day we have to be doing mental fitness for depression, anxiety, and all of the other maladies that come along. And people think like mental fitness, mental health, something's wrong. That's something falls out of balance and becomes wrong if we're not balancing, right?
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. First, I want to say thank you so much for having me on the show.
It's so great to have you here.
I love talking about mental health and mental fitness and all that because it's so important, because if our mental health is not healthy, we're mentally and emotionally not in a safe, healthy place. You know, physically and our whole life, it affects everything.
God, it's so great to have you here. And we're going to love getting your insights. And I know you talk about mental fitness as being self-care, right?
Self-care, yes. Mental fitness is definitely a self-care, and it's something that has to be done. I mean, and there's no stigma. You know, there's sometimes people that get so concerned about, you know, mental illness or mental health. You hear the phrase and they're just, there's no stigma around it at all.
Yeah.
But, you know, one way to help lower the temperature of our everyday life is doing that mental fitness or self-care every day. And it can be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It can be an hour if you've got that much time. That's good, you know. But it's something that I tell people, schedule in your phone. Put from 2 to 2:15. For me, I love to watch the Golden Girls and eat maple walnut ice cream. Yeah, so I'll put in my phone to do that. And then literally, it's like the day has started for me. We started.
That is so perfect.
And
because it is. It's like it has to be done every day, or we get out of shape. We'll get out of shape, and that's when illnesses come. And mental illness doesn't need to be like a long-term thing that we struggle with, and maybe it is.
Right.
But it could also be like having the flu, where it's a period of life that's particularly stressful at work or school, or we're depressed because it's been gray for 6 months and there's no sign of life. Well, now there is. But,
I know.
You know, whatever it is, it's challenging us, or there's a pandemic, or the news of the world, and it's so important. Mental fitness is something every day, just like our physical fitness, we have to be doing.
Absolutely. And being conscious about it, making sure that we're around positive people, and then, like I said, there's no stigma. If someone needs to talk to someone, there's mental health professionals that have been trained, board certified, gone to school to treat all mental health illnesses, if you will, with therapy or medications or both.
Right, just like you would go to a doctor if you're sick to your stomach and you have to go to the doctor. If you're depressed for more than a week or two or a month especially, you should go just talk to somebody. Help them kick out of it, put on a different pair of glasses to see something from a different view, right?
Reframing it and seeing, you know, and just talking to someone. People don't realize, like, someone feeling like they're being heard
Yeah.
is so powerful. And then if you add that to somebody that has been trained to kind of, you know, see things as they are, maybe, you know, if there's a diagnosis that needs to be involved or some treatment, like I said, again, no shame.
Right.
But just getting all that done so that you can go and enjoy a walk.
Right.
You can go and enjoy, you know, a movie or something like that without all of, you know, worrying that you can't enjoy it because you're so concerned about that, or anxiety or depression or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So it's just, you know, I can't stress enough about self-care and everything. So I would love to know, I don't think I asked you, what do you do for self-care?
I have been going out walking in the morning because
That's
I'm
good.
supposed to be doing some of the jobs that I don't like doing. So I find if I go take a walk in nature, especially in bare feet, and ground a little with the earth,
Yes.
and I made this great friend the other day. I was really in need of some guidance, and Artemis is his name. He's this beautiful immature hawk, red-tailed hawk.
Wonderful.
He's not afraid of people yet. He's been hanging out around the rose garden. We've been chatting every morning, and I just love him. And that's been really great for my self-care in the morning. And then I'm in a great space the rest of the day.
The rest of the day. So you started off great.
Yeah.
So that's no different than taking your vitamins or taking a
Right.
shower, anything, you know, keeping the body fresh and clean inside and out. It's no different. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. And so I heard a couple of things in there. You exercise, you're engaging nature, you're anytime you said Artemis, I love that. Anytime I think we engage with pets, you know, there's pet therapy. So all those different things, beautiful. Because exercising and all those wonderful things, they actually help release some of the what we call happy hormones. So that's why your day is so like,
Oh, I
yay.
love it.
Yeah. So
Oh,
no
good.
matter
So
what
I'm
you're
on the right
probably
track.
dealing with during the day, you're like, oh my God, I
In
can
a
get
better
through
space.
this. Yes.
Yeah. And hugs as we say goodbye for this segment.
I know.
Hugs
are
are
wonderful.
therapeutic.
Yeah.
So we should go out and hug a friend every day.
Well, I want to hug you right now.
I want to
You're
hug
my
you.
friend.
I love you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so
Oh, it's
happy
so
and
great.
so honored. Yes, thank you.
Yes, I love this place. This is like so cool.
Thank you.
Sophie told me today I'm gonna go to an axe throwing place, and I had no idea what to expect. And this is huge. This is extraordinary.
Thank you. This is our second location ever, one of the first in the United States, and we love it here.
How did you get into this? Where did you develop your passion for throwing axes? I mean, this is
Right.
something, you know, that you see
Yes.
every day.
Yeah. So my background is like corporate America. I was working for a big international company in Toronto and got invited to a friend's birthday party where we threw axes. I was like, this is amazing. We had some beers, we threw some axes. It's like, did not know this
Nobody
was a
died.
thing. Nobody
This is
died.
good.
In fact, we had a great time. It was very safe.
Uh-huh.
And went home and told my boyfriend at the time, now my husband, I was like, this was an amazing experience. Like,
Yeah.
this must exist in America. Googled it quickly, and it didn't. So I was like,
Wow.
we should make it exist in America. So fast forward way longer than you would hope in this situation. We opened our first location in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, first axe throwing place in the United States.
Wow.
1 year from the day, almost exactly. Austin, Texas was our second location, and now we have 7 across the United States.
Wow, that's amazing. And now they're popping up, I've seen around the country.
They are.
Because you brought them over
They're
there,
everywhere.
And everybody sees what a cool idea it is. Now, where are you? What cities are you in?
We're in Boston, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Durham, Cincinnati, Houston, and Austin.
Wow, that's great.
Spread out.
So Nathan, you have been here for how long?
So I've been
Since the beginning, right?
since the beginning, and so they opened in fall of 2017. I was in the very first league that we had, and I've been an employee, so thrower for almost 5 years now, and employee for 3.5. So
Wow,
yeah.
that's amazing. And I hear you're like the best axe throwers in the world.
I run up there in that top 50 like of that group, and I'm going up to the International Axe Throwing Championship in June.
He's
So
going in June.
there's a few of us from Austin that qualified. It's a big like 4 or 5 day event with multiple different smaller tournaments as well as the main event tournament that runs on Saturday and Sunday of that weekend.
great.
256 competitors in the main tournament,
Wow.
but over usually 500-600 people that attend. It's like just a big party. Like you get to see people, especially this time around, who I haven't seen in like
In 2
a year and a half,
years,
2 years. Like thanks to the pandemic, like I usually would see them at least once or twice a year at different tournaments, and now it's been a long time. So I'm excited to see all my Canadian friends.
I used to throw like small, like hatchets as a kid. I grew up in the country. We
Yeah.
had small hatchets to try and hit the tree.
I mean, a lot of times when people come in off the street, I'm like, have you ever thrown before? And the most common answer is no. But sometimes people kind of look at me and they'll be like, well, not here. And I'm like, it's cool if you've thrown an axe at a tree in your backyard before. Like that experience does apply, even if it wasn't in a setting like this. Like.
These folks are all competing in our Big Axe League that I mentioned. They are going to throw 5 axes per side.
Okay.
You're trying to aim for the bullseye.
All right.
The bullseye is worth 5 points. The middle red circle is worth 3. The blue circle is worth 1. The clutch, which is the green dot you see, you can only call that on your 5th throw, and it's worth 7 points. We have people here that this is their 2nd season of axe throwing, I think is probably the newest. But all walks of life, and that's what makes axe throwing great. You join a league by yourself, you don't have to have a team, and you show up and you basically have 30 new friends.
Have you gotten the throw yet?
Number 1. No, I haven't gotten the throw yet.
You gotta
They
do
were
that.
gonna Coach me a little
Yeah.
bit. Someone's gonna coach me, I guess.
We're gonna hold that axe upright in that right hand, then take your left hand and clasp it over your right hand. We're gonna start with a 2-handed throw. And for this position, you then wanna bend your elbows, bring the axe back behind your head like so, And then you're gonna step forward with your left foot. You're gonna chop and extend your hands into the target. You wanna take your step and then follow through, as that's where your power comes from, is pushing off of that stepping foot. Close. Okay. Hey! I know, you worked so hard to get that. Thank you for your perseverance.
Oh my God. Gotta do a quick shout out to you, Chelsea. You filmed everything tonight for me.
Happy to
I
do
didn't
it.
have anybody here to film.
It was
perfect.
not a problem. I'm happy to help.
And you were amazing. And you throw axes too, and like, this is your, I love it.
Yeah, I'm a coach, I'm a manager, do a little bit of everything.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for coming in. Don't be a stranger, come back anytime.
Oh, I'm coming back here.
Definitely. Make a longer trip next time.
Yes. All over the world. Wow. Cool.
You my brown-eyed girl.
So you've been doing this for 25 years,
Right, and the albums are all over Amazon
and
for 21 years.
you've been
YouTube,
making a living at this, just doing your
but
music,
teaching
right?
and playing and buying, selling vintage guitars and teaching, and then there are like 7 or 8 revenue streams. So I just kind of knock around. But when I came to Austin from Louisville, Kentucky, they had torn up 4th Street Live, so the riots ended my job. I was event coordinator, music coordinator, and comedy sketch supervisor. So I was bringing people in for stupid stuff, really, but it was funny because people with more degrees than I have were taking the credit for what I was doing,
Right.
honestly. So
And
what
then
is
you
your
came
name?
and did
What is
this.
your
What
name?
would you tell somebody that wanted to live their passion and was afraid to?
Oh, don't do it. No. It's really hard, you know.
But
I
it's worth every minute of
it's
it,
like
isn't
the
it?
people that I've met, like today, like I have 5 guitars in storage. So this guy just pulls up on me by Whole Foods on 6th and Lamar, and he just buys this guitar for me. I really didn't want to play tonight. I'm resting. I'm resting for Derby to go back home
Oh, nice.
And then at Christmas I made almost $1,000 on Lamar and 6th by
my
Waterloo.
God, that's
So I'm
great.
going back home. And I'm going by St. Mary's Cathedral where I go to church. I'm Catholic. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
But Joy to the World's playing. I'm crying not because the music is so beautiful, because I have to give my money to the La Quinta Inn. So I'm trying to start over. I don't have any drug or alcohol issues, nothing. But never did an illegal drug in my life. But this is my passion. This is what I've done. I met most of my idols. Gordon
that's
Lightfoot,
beautiful. Really?
yeah, Townes Van Zandt, and then up here, you know, the other day there was a comedian that came on the corner. She made everybody laugh. That's what I do. I make people laugh, and she was making everybody laugh. They were clapping out of her. She goes into Whole Foods and gives me a $500 tip. Tracy
wow.
Allman, maybe. I don't know. She was a comedian though. She told me.
That's
but she,
beautiful.
you know, she was really. It was one of those moments that you know.
That's gorgeous.
Wait, it's Taylor Swift. She was little. Taylor, will you stop?
Here today with Dr. Briley, and you are with Alpha-Stim.
Yes.
And I love this product. I tried it for the first time. A friend brought it over, and he was a rep in the area, and I thought, how could I have been in the Natural Products Expo for 30 years and never have heard of this product? It's been around for 40 years, right?
41 years in the market
41
now,
years,
yes.
okay.
So.
And could you tell me how it works?
So Alpha-Stim is a neuromodulation device, which just means that it's using low-level electricity to balance the nervous system, restore homeostasis. So our patented waveform is putting the biological frequencies that your nervous system needs into your nervous system, and those frequencies will activate your receptor cells the same way like a neurotransmitter would or a medication molecule. And then the receptor acts on the cell the way it's designed to. So if a cell is hyperactive, like from anxiety or pain, calms it down. But if it's underactive, like you see often with depression, then it kind of wakes it up and makes it more active. And so it just brings everything into balance, everything into homeostasis, and just helps your nervous system function the way it's supposed to.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And I know it helps with pain, depression, anxiety, and sleeplessness.
Yes, so it's FDA cleared for those 4 indications, anxiety, insomnia, depression, and pain.
I found it helps with even more than that, but I know it isn't FDA cleared for that, but it's just such an amazing device, and it basically is alpha waves.
Yeah, so what it's doing, you put the ear clips on your earlobes, and then it's automatically inducing an alpha state, which is the same thing you achieve if you're meditating or doing yoga. It's also the same thing that like neurofeedback is trying to help you achieve, is that alpha state. At the same time, it is reducing delta waves, especially right here in the frontal lobe. And so it leaves you feeling very relaxed and calm, but very alert and focused as well.
Yeah, that's the thing I notice with it the most. Like I'm in this totally chill space, but I can still function.
Exactly.
It's great. I love it. I'm hooked now.
That's great. Yeah, I was a psychologist with the VA and used it there with my veterans. And within 5 minutes of putting the ear clips on, you can just see the anxiety melt away.
Wow.
Veterans who had multiple back surgeries, multiple pain issues, get up and walk and leave their cane behind.
Wow.
So
that's incredible.
Yeah, I've seen this device do some amazing things.
Oh my gosh, that's absolutely amazing. Wow.
So you just clip them to your earlobes, just like that. It automatically defaults to a 1, which is 100 microamps. The highest we go is 600 microamp. Like a 60-watt bulb, for example, uses 540 milliamps. So we're using even just a fraction of what a light bulb would use.
Oh, wow.
It's designed to be subsensory. That dizziness is just an indication that the current's a little too high for your nervous system for that session. So that's when you turn it down until that goes away.
Now, this has been around 40 years. Have there ever been studies that have been done on this?
We have well over 100 studies just on those 4 indications.
Wow.
and just on our device.
And are there any side effects with it?
Side effects are virtually non-existent. The side effects we do see most often are slight dizziness or headache. Usually that's because the current was up too high. All you've got to do is put the ear clips back on, turn the current down.
Or maybe if someone's dehydrated or something, do you think?
The hydration is important. Water is a great conductor of electricity, so if you're hydrated, it's going to work better.
It always amazes me that there are technologies like this in the world that have absolutely no side effects.
Right.
And, they're not drugs, they're not, and they don't change the chemistry of your body in any significant way.
Yeah, all this is doing is
no side effects.
Bringing you into balance.
And they're not covered by insurance, and they're not available over the counter. It just amazes me that this exists.
So, yeah, and actually, the results of this are cumulative. So the more consecutive days you use it, the longer they last, and the better they are.
Oh, that's great.
As opposed to like medications, where you get accustomed to it or you become addicted to it.
Right. And as a psychologist, have you ever used this to treat patients or your patients or?
Yeah, so especially in the VA, I was with the VA for 9 years, finally began able to use Alpha-Stim, what ended up being my last year there.
Okay.
And it worked well enough, word of mouth spread through the veterans that I ended up ordering 1,000 devices in 12 months.
That's amazing.
It just worked, so I became the most popular guy in the building. I used to joke from being nobody knew me, even though I'd been there for so long, to all of a sudden I was like everybody's favorite.
Right.
But I have used it during therapy sessions, both individual and group, and it just melts away the anxiety, melts away their defenses, and a lot of them were able to reduce their pain meds or come off them.
That's amazing.
I had one Vietnam vet, he used it in a group session, and he was in his late 70s. And when he got to me, I'd worked with this man for years. And when he got to me, I'm 6'2". I looked up at him, and I'm like, dude, I forgot how tall you were. And he literally gave me a hug. And he said, I want you to know I don't hurt. For the first time in decades, I don't hurt. I'm
sleeping better than I have in 30 years.
That's great.
Which I'm like, wow. And then, and my pain levels have gone down like in half. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I've tried everything you can imagine. So being in the natural products world,
right, exactly.
Every supplement, every therapy. So yeah, this is pretty extraordinary.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad I found it. And I'm so glad you had the time to speak with me today.
My pleasure.
I really appreciate
Absolutely
it.
my pleasure.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Rosina, wasn't that the best show?
It was okay. I don't know why you keep making me come to these.
Okay, no. I know she said that you could be me, but you're not me. You're not me. You're not me.
Rosina,
you're not me.
This is my big breakthrough role.
No.
Directors are...
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. No.
Sorry, Dalton. Sorry, Dalton.
I get it. That's fine.
Dalton wanted to be your stand-in today.
I can tell.
He looks a little like you. I thought it would be... No.
No.
I thought it would work. Maybe if we get him some curly hair.
Nah.
No. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today on Passionate Living. And make sure to join us every week on Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. And also you can go to our YouTube channel, Passionate Living TV, which, by the way, on Thursday nights, we are live streaming the show now at 8 p.m. And also make sure to go to our website, passionateliving.com, and sign up because we have a newsletter that's going to be coming out about everything behind the scenes. Right, Rosina?
Yeah, that's good and bad.
Yeah, I know, right? It's really going to be funny, though. And we're not going to sell your name to somebody else's list, and we're not going to try and sell you anything because we're not that smart. We don't make any money with this, right?
Yeah.
And do you have any words of advice for people out there till next week on Passionate Living?
If you get motion sickness, don't sit on a boat.
Do you get motion sickness?
I think so.
Oh, we should get off the boat before we mess this up for Chuck.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, until next week, remember to live passionately.